What's up, everybody? Welcome to another one here, YouTube. Right here on My Cowboys Family, kicking off a brand new week. Not really much news today as we honor those that have sacrificed, given the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And it is Memorial Day, observation day, I guess you could say. Remember and honor the fallen heroes. But Cowboys in 30 today. Not much news, but we're going to kind of continue a topic we had a little bit from yesterday. As I ride solo tonight, guys, yeah, it's we're gonna call it off for tonight. But I'm like, I just gotta talk with the family for a little bit, even if it's just a 30 or 45 minute, bantering with the fam. So thank you all once again for joining us here on My Cowboys Family. Don't forget to hit that like button for the stream, hit subscribe for the channel, keep growing the family, and of course, pop that notification bell to all videos so you don't miss anything we drop here on the video side, the live stream side. There's shorts and other things that we post, so check them all out. And appreciate everybody that does that. Also, we got to, kick it off here with those that kind of make the thing roll and keep it going. On the nightly, the weekly, the monthly, the yearly. We're almost 6 years on here, guys. We're a month away from 6 years on YouTube here, My Cowboys Family. We can't do this without you guys. So, as we open this thing up, let's start it off with the guys that kind of run the show here. And it's one guy who really did it, guys. You see he's as the sponsor of the week. And let me pop up that Cash App King. SnugX, he took that over. You know why, the man SnugX. He's riding at the top of the board with, kind of a surprising out of the left field comeback there and getting back on the scene, so to speak. So appreciate you always, SnugX, for the love and support, for everyone here, right? And that star over everything. SnugX, much love. And extra special love to Mark Hopesepian and his family. We talked about it yesterday on the stream and our thoughts. Condolences are sent out to him and his family. We're hoping that everything, in time that, you'll be able to push through this thing. And again, it's always going to be there with you. So, time will heal some things. So, you guys know if you watched last night's stream. So again, Mark, much love to you and your family, and get through this as best as you can, whatever it takes. Now, as far as the awards are concerned, currently there is no Cash App King lead. And there's also two people at the top of the board tied in first place, and that's the man who stays skeptical fan, and Dwayne Broussard, the top dog. Much love to both these guys. They did drop pre-stream $2 hollers each. Skeptical fan with a big thumbs up. Hit that like, guys, as Skeptical said. And Dwayne Broussard, the top dog with the Go Cowboys. Appreciate you guys, everybody here, dropping the knowledge, interaction, the love, the support, however it is. We appreciate you guys. We also got those memberships, of course. Got to shout out those that rep that navy blue silver, and especially that star level and the over everything level when we get there, if anybody ever jumps in there. But that star level, check out the different memberships. It is pinned in the chat, the different information about that. But memberships is a way to get some perks here on all the levels, and it's highly interactive, obviously, and a lot of great little extra perks not even listed there. So check that out if you guys are interested on that. Star level members, though, much love the Skeptical fan. They get the nightly shout-outs. Lincoln Kane, much love to him in Australia. And Dwayne Broussard. I mean, the two guys leading the board right now. Also, much love to those that are gifting memberships. For this month, we're going to do a monthly thing. We're going to give it a try. But this is a brand new thing we had starting May 1st. Thank you, YouTube, for that. And it's a pretty awesome thing where you can gift memberships if you're part of the membership at any level, right? Any of the levels. So, Skeptical fan with that $2 holler. And the man who always stays skeptical said, did MCW finish her Zelda game? She got to a stopping point. So she did finish the point she wanted to get to tonight. And that's, she is hardcore, grinder gamer. She's serious. She's like the Cowboys and Zelda and her gaming. That's the serious things of her hobbies. So, yeah, she's doing great. But I don't think she finished the game yet. She's still rocking it. So, again, appreciate you, Skeptical fan, with that 2 on it. And that breaks a tie at the top of the board. Let's just adjust that real quick. Again, guys, today might be a little more interesting. It might 30 minutes, just me typing some things here sometimes might take a little longer, but Skeptical fan in first place currently on the overall board. And again, as I was saying, of course, you got the memberships, the gifting memberships. Skeptical fan is way in the lead over everybody else. The wife, Scorpio, Jason Renfro, they also dropped some gifted memberships, so appreciate that. Hope everybody enjoys them, and some of you guys will keep it going. Some of you guys may want to upgrade, so check that out and those options there. And then, of course, you have the sorry, guys. And you have, the different levels of membership. You got the super chats back. Of course. We just saw that there, Skeptical Fans, Wayne Broussard. But then you also have a couple other ways, 4 actually, Dak number of ways to help. If you have other ways and you want to do it this way, Cash App, it's the top way outside of the Super Chats. Venmo, you see it there at MyCowboysFamily. PayPal, direct message on the screen through Streamlabs OBS. That is just like Super Chat, just going through like a different way, and it's, it still shows your message on the screen, more characters you can type, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's just some options there. Now, as I open this up, we're at the MCF Bar and Grill, kind of. It's a little dusty, the bar and vape. So as we chill here, you see me tonight here reprepping that star and the MCF. Guys, thank you for being in the house. Let me give those shout outs to the family members here chilling with us tonight. Freedom First was first. I think he's been first pretty much every night for like 2 weeks. Skeptical Fan, the man. Thomas Garrett in the house. Memphis representing there. Cameron, Eric Wallace. Who else? Skeptical Fan, Dwayne Broussard, top dog. Now we also have Stephen White. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you in the house here. El Cool, appreciate you as well. Chilling with us. Griff 181. Asmodeus, salute, man. Appreciate you. Always interested to hear what Asmodeus has to say. Stephen White, Skeptical Fan, Bar and Vape. Exactly, Skeptical. Yeah, we're chilling tonight. So, again, everybody enjoy. Sit back, relax. It's a little quickie tonight. But we got some, I'm going to kind of continue some of the information from yesterday and extrapolate that into Dak and this new offense with McCarthy, the changes. We'll discuss that. I'd like to hear what you guys got to say. A more personal MCF's, solo stream tonight. So today, guys, of course, number one, first and foremost, it's Memorial Day. And technically, I guess yesterday, some of you guys are getting to that, that midnight hour here. But when you watch this on replay, obviously yesterday was Memorial Day. But do want to say we thank those who served, and of course those also made the ultimate sacrifice, as we discussed earlier. They did this for our freedoms. Of course, this is for the honoring of this is obviously of utmost importance. Cowboys and every NFL team put out a post today. Cowboys said, quote, "Proud to remember and honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms." I always think when I think of football and I think of Memorial Day, I always think of Patrick Tillman of the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, there really is no bigger hero than that when you give a big contract and go fight, the war in Afghanistan, and it gets killed by friendly fire. So we do think about those that have given the ultimate sacrifice today on Memorial Day, those that have family members, those that have loved ones, friends, etc. Right? So we do, think about them with you guys today. Also, I do want to make one other important mention on this, and maybe it's not talked about enough, but it should be. More U.S. service members die by suicide than combat, and terrorist acts combined. So terrorist acts and combat, right, and fighting in the wars, more U.S. service members, men and women, die by suicide than terrorist attacks and combat deaths combined. So on Memorial Day, also remember those that have died by suicide. They deserve to be remembered and honored as well. Now, changing it up a little bit, guys. After that intro, let's chill, right? Speaking of chilling here at the Bar and Vape, Le'Veon Bell says today he smoked weed before football games. Now, this is crazy, but it's not surprising at all. He said on the Steel Here podcast that he had some of his best games in the NFL while under the influence of marijuana. So he said, quote, "Looking back on this, that's what I did. When I was playing football, I smoked, bro. Even before the games, I'd smoke and I'd go out there and run for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. So again, guys, while he was playing, that was the quote there. Again, we're going NFL news here a little bit, general NFL news, but I always find the interesting things, try to pop it in here. When Le'Veon Bell was playing, both the law and the NFL, the general law, of course, was much harsher on weed. And the NFL was obviously very harsh on marijuana. We know about Randy Gregory, right? So, we know right now it's a lot more relaxed and lenient, but Le'Veon Bell got in trouble multiple times because of weed. In 2014, he was arrested for marijuana possession in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. He was later put on probation. He also reportedly missed several NFL drug tests and repeatedly pulled off the practice field to be basically requiring to submit. He was required to submit urine tests, drug tests. So again, failed a bunch, got in trouble, suspensions here and there, but it didn't prevent him obviously having a very great NFL career. Twice a first-team All-Pro during his 5 years with the Steelers. Later played for the Jets, then briefly for the Chiefs, Ravens, Bucks. But he said he's not officially retired, Le'Veon Bell. He didn't play in 2022, so it sounds like his playing days are done. But, you never know. No more strict laws against weed. Maybe Le'Veon Bell has one little spurt left. I'm not saying the Dallas Cowboys. Please don't let's go on that route. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of other good running backs out there. We got a couple already on this team that hopefully can hold it down, and we'll go from there. But no Le'Veon Bell in Dallas. But just saying, he's still out there right now. Let's see. Oh, I want to make sure I catch up. I want to hit the chat here just real quick. Skeptical fan, Mr. Garrett, L. Cool Griff, Asmodeus, Thomas Garrett, respect the swag here. Appreciate everybody. Now, I love both. By the way, I do want to say this about one of the, are we going to sign anyone? Some people are saying Ed Oliver is going to be a trade. I don't know if this is accurate or not. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to sit here and feed into clickbait kind of stuff. But let me just talk about DeAndre Hopkins once again here real quick. And again, not in far from a clickbait thing here. I mean, we're not even talking about him on the title or nothing like this, but I do have to mention his involvement in the NFL situation and our Dallas Cowboys, one of the 4 teams that are still looked at to maybe try to, sign him. But guess what? You know why nobody signed him yet? Outside of the money requests, demands, I guess. He hasn't been officially released. He has not been officially released. DeAndre Hopkins was not released on Friday before this weekend kicked off. That's when it was said he was going to be cut, but he was not released yet, which means there is actually, let me reiterate this with a lot of varies. Very, 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 very slim to none possibility that he could still be traded before tomorrow's 4 p.m., Tuesday's 4 p.m. Eastern deadline. But again, guys, all the word is that he's going to be released. Not going to be a surprise. He'll be officially released tomorrow before 4 p.m. Tuesday. But anyone could still make an offer for him. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. But as far as when he is officially released tomorrow, the favorites right now to sign DeAndre Hopkins, the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. 2 top teams are going to bolster their receiving core. Of course, we have ours bolstered with Brandon Cooks. But the wild card teams right now are the Cleveland Browns and the Dallas Cowboys. That's per all the analysts, the rumors, the interleague talk, inside the NFL discussions, who freaking knows? But either way, I do not expect DeAndre Hopkins to come anywhere near Dallas. It's just they always use the star to get themselves, the bigger contract. And in the end, remember, he was training in Dallas and working out in Dallas with Des Bryant. And we saw that. He would love to play for the Cowboys. We got Brandon Cooks, as I've said before, and I'll say it again. It kind of ends that, unless he's taking an extremely, $6 million, $4 million deal. And guess what? He wants a bigger deal than he had before. So that ain't happening in Dallas. Just being real. Sorry for those that, kind of disappointed in that. But I know we had our poll the other night, and about 53% wanted to sign him. I was on people said no. It's not going to happen. I'm being realistic. And I would love to have him, but we got the faster, quicker Brandon Cooks, and there's a use for him on this West Coast offense, which I'm going to get into here in a minute or two. So, again, that's the discussion there on DeAndre Hopkins. In that navy blue uniform you saw me post him, he ain't going to be playing in that. He's going to be in Buffalo or Kansas City, and we'll see if who knows, maybe that slim chance he gets traded tomorrow to some team before the deadline of 4 p.m. So, moving on as we get to the main topics here, that's one of them for the Cowboys. And it's going to be, again, guys, it's going to be a quick one tonight. So drop your thoughts in there. I'll check in the chat shortly. We are definitely appreciating everybody in the house hitting that like, subscribe, and that notification bell. And let's talk about a little bit of defense here with Malik Hooker. Jerry Jones loves his hooker. Malik Hooker, he was named today by PFF, and we've been using that as a guide a little bit. A guide, not as facts, but a guide. When you look at the analytics of football, the math and the science, Malik Hooker is the most underrated player according to PFF and their numbers. So again, we had the breakout guy on offense in Jake Ferguson. That's their belief on the Cowboys, who's going to break out. And Malik Hooker is the most underrated player there on defense. And again, you're seeing both sides of the ball have a guy they feel basically going to either have a great year or break out, or is just going to be a solid piece like on defense there with Malik Hooker, but is highly underrated. So I agree. Malik Hooker is a fantastic free safety as long as he stays, healthy. Obviously, that's been his big issue in his career. But Malik Hooker out back there, free safety, and his ability to be able to morph into anywhere on the field. He could be a strong safety. That puts different responsibilities on him. He's run support. He does that, and not a lot of free safeties are good at that. So, again, we have a very versatile three safety backfield, and that is what Dan Quinn loves to utilize. He loves to mix that in there. You don't know who's the actual free safety on this play. It could be J-Ron Kearse. It could be Donovan Wilson. It could be Malik Hooker. You don't know who's a strong safety, who's playing that run linebacker kind of support role, who's coming on the blitz on one side. So we know if Dan Quinn uses the safeties, it is a vital piece of this defense. And I just thought it'd be interesting to bring up, Malik Hooker being the most underrated player on the Cowboy team, according to the analytics of PFF. Now, let's talk about the big bubble here. You see him on the cover of our thumbnail, Mike McCarthy. Let me move Mike McCarthy over to the white spot here for a second. Oh, there he is. I'm showing his bottom there. But he said this as we get into the offense, what we're going to see with this offense going forward, which to me is really the biggest, I'm going to say overall question mark. We know on defense what we're going to do. We know this defense. Special teams, of course, question marks there with the kicking, but we trust in Bones, right? And it's a smaller part of the team in that sense. It's very important. It's the third part of the team, but when you look at offense, to me, that's the biggest question mark as a whole. The question mark, and that goes into the coaching of this guy right here, Mike McCarthy. So a little tidbit of information I saw floating around out there when Mike McCarthy spoke a couple days ago. Here's a key thing I want to go into today's discussion when it comes to Dak Prescott, and that is this, quote, let me preface that by saying the actual question to him was asked basically, how do you feel about this offense? How do you think it's going to perform? What do you think about this new offense you can bring it out in 2023? And this is what he said, quote, if you look at the history of our offense here, 2020, which by the way was his first year with the Cowboys, 2020 was really trying to figure out who we wanted to be on offense. I think the evolution from 2021, 12-5 record, playoff loss in the first round, 2020, he said from 2021 to 2022, that year crossover, losing to the Niners in the wild card. Yes, I know we lost to them again last year in the divisional round, but that was another. We went forward in the playoffs, beating Tom Brady and the Bucs. So the evolution from 2021 to, here's what he said, quote, I think the evolution from 2021 to 2022 is really the direction we want to continue to build off of, end quote. And that is important to note when it comes to the key piece, you can say, the key player, the guy who has to guide this offense on the field, Dak Prescott. So how is this going to fit, with Dak, Mike McCarthy's offense? We already talked about the tweaks. We talked about some of the things that, some of the issues Dak has had. I'm going to talk about a couple of those as well. We'll get this rolling in a minute. Let me hit the chat up and say hi to everybody again if I missed anyone. Asmodeus, Thomas Garrett, respect the swag. Marissa in the house. Hello there, Marissa. And yes, always. Go Cowboys. Thomas Garrett, Stephen White. I guess Thomas Garrett. True. But remember, Zeke isn't he a post June 1st cut? That's already been assigned, right? The money comes free on June 1st. But we know that at least the last thing we heard was that DeAndre Hopkins is not going to be a June 1st. He's not going to be assigned as a June 1st cut. So when they release him, he's released, and they're going to take the whole $23 million hit this year, the Cardinals, on the salary cap. Bama fan in the house, much love. Marissa, Steven and Bama shouting him out. Rolando Rodriguez in the house, repping from Austin, Texas. Go Cowboys and cheers. America's team, hell yeah. On Memorial Day, even more important in that way. So, continuing this, guys, let's talk about Dak. Again, you see the title. You're seeing, kind of my direction with Dak. Is he cerebral or is he lucky? What's this 2023 season outlook in McCarthy's new offense of 30 to 33%? This is what Dak said. 30 to 35% different on the offensive side in the playbook. That's a lot. That's a third of the playbook changed. Language the same, plays different. Installation is important, and that's what they're doing right now. So, who is the best quarterback in the NFC? We know in the NFC East, it's the same as the NFC. It's between Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts from the Eagles, the freaking Eagles, right? So Hurts is the only other, in my opinion, it's Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts. We have the first or second best quarterback in the NFC in an entire conference. Think about that before everybody starts hating on Dak Prescott. I mean, there's 8 other great quarterbacks in the other division. But in the NFC, Dak is 1A or 1B. however you slice it. I put him 1A, but Jalen Hurts got to the Super Bowl. So, but I'm not here to diss Jalen Hurts. He's a fantastic quarterback, and he'll probably be getting better. But we'll have to see how he develops, right? We'll see him in year 6 and year 7 if he's going to be where he's at, like in year 2 and 3, right? But Jalen Hurts, guys, I will say right now, at this moment, that's what matters. Not next year, not last year. This moment, Dak is either the best or second best in the NFC. Now, does that mean we have the best team? No. But it means we're close. We're closer. If we have a first or second best quarterback in the NFC, we should make contention. We should make a real contention to the Super Bowl from the NFC side. So I believe, now again, I am biased, so I'm going to say, of course, Dak Prescott to me is a little bit, I take Dak over Jalen Hurts. Why? Dak Prescott plays with more command. We know this. He plays with more command, more aggression, throwing the ball on the field, leadership, and schematic flexibility. Think about what Dak has gone through. That's one thing I've always said. He's gone through like the really game manager type the first year. Then they switched it up with the receiver by committee second year. Scheme changed to Kellen Moore. Changed that shit up. Even though it was similar to Linehan. Tweaked it. Every year tweaked it. A little more McCarthyism in it. Tweaked it. But it's always scheme changing, scheme altering. It's not the same flow year after year. Of course, you always make changes, but it's like complete scheme changes that we've seen over Dak's 7 years. So these are positives that Jalen Hurts hasn't even had a chance to really go through in some of these things. It's mainly about experience. Unfortunately, the Cowboys, some people say, I don't like Dak. Well, I guess we have to settle. When I talk about this, you're going to see what I mean. When we're settling, some of you guys are so angry about Dak sometimes. And again, it's okay to question Dak. I agree to some things he's got to fix. But this franchise quarterback that we assigned as our repping that star is a very brave and a very smart quarterback, in my opinion. In the sense of standing in, taking the hits. We talked about the sacks yesterday, under pressure, under duress on 3rd and 20, because the coach ain't calling the smartest plays. We just call it that, right? So when a quarterback is not sure what the coach would think, what do quarterbacks usually do? They usually check it down and await further guidance. And he did that early in his career, Dak Prescott. But the Cowboys, they got somebody who is like Dak now, who's now been told, take the chances down the field. Trust the scheme from Kellen Moore last year. Let's take that for example. We're going to talk about a lot of positive, a little bit of negative of Dak Prescott. That's just the way it breaks down, guys. I'm not trying to be, I'm not overselling Dak. I'm trying to be as real as possible. We're going to talk about a couple things here. But I just want you to understand, guys, since Dak I would say he made a jump in 2019. I know that's what year he broke his ankle, but that year you can see he just stood in the pocket longer. He was more confident with his throws, more aggressive. That was the Kellen Moore years, right? Started off there. So again, Dak Prescott has been, since 2019, a quarterback who works the field, the crowded middle of the defense. Sometimes, maybe he even shouldn't sometimes, especially on crucial must-pass situation. He does not hesitate the last 3-4 years. Let's be real about it. He completes. Anyway, he throws interceptions. He's doing bad shit. And yeah, sometimes there is some interceptions. Dak's fault, scheme fault, receiver fault. We've seen the drops, the tips, bad routes by the receivers. So we've seen it all. Dak to blame sometimes, decision making, bad pass, right? But when you see this, to me, guys, when you take all this into consideration, he still has a higher than expected analytical share of those passes. I mean, this is proven. This is on paper. So when you look at his completion percentage in these scenarios, he is way over an average quarterback in these things. And he avoids sacks consistently last year under pressure. Avoiding sacks. Saving face for that offensive line that was 28th in pass protection. I got to keep reminding people these facts. This is not jokes. These are facts. So again, let's talk about Dak real quick. In this, in the cerebral part, it's going to be great for McCarthy's West Coast offense. He didn't have to make 18 reads like Kellen Moore's crazy 3-second developing offensive to the receivers do down and ins to the sticks. I mean, we know how predictable Kellen Moore was, lack of adjustments. McCarthy's not going to do that. He's going to have the West Coast offense. Dak's going to have 2-3 reads at most, and then roll out, and then extend play. That's going to be the game plan for the most part for Dak Prescott. Now, I believe Dak is extremely smart, a very smart quarterback. He's very cerebral. He plays with command of the offense. Let's take that first, especially pre-snap. You see him, the audibles, he's very confident in the command of the team on the field as the leader, as the quarterback. Let's just look at that part of it. That's fantastic for Dak Prescott there. He's always putting the offense play call, whatever arsenal he's given by Kellen Moore the last 4 years, he's doing the best of what he's given and putting the team in the best position, the offense in best position on third down is when he's always up against the wall, it seems, with some bad play calling by Kellen Moore, some trickery sometimes, some reverses, some obvious runs or obvious pass patterns that are very predictable and we don't gain a yard on first down or gain 2 yards on second down. Now we're at 3rd and 7. And Dak's got to make it happen. Again, very above average making it happen. But you're also putting him in more risky situations. We discussed in detail last night. Now, when he has, third down, he definitely alters plays. You see Dak doing it all the time. He changes the play, seems to be a lot of the times. If you look at Dak's couple of last 4 years with Kellen Moore, sometimes you'll see him you'll see him draw defensive players off sides because of his cadence. And he knows when he knows he's got a free play, he definitely attacks that very aggressively, right? I mean, I'm just trying to talk in general, Dak is more aggressive in 2019 and beyond than he's been in his first couple of years in the league, his first 3 years. You look, and you got to be impressed by Dak Prescott's ability to make difficult throws down the field, not a check down, but down the field in an attacking way. And I'm telling you guys, you look at that Bucs game from a couple years ago when we lost in Tampa, that was masterful from Dak Prescott, standing in the pocket, pinpoint passes, aggressively going down the field, and guys in his face consistently, nonstop. I mean, fantastic. We lost that game, not because of Dak, because of the kicker, Zerline missing that, extra points, and of course the field goal's easy one. So the point is, Dak is fearless in the pocket and testing windows. In the pocket, he sees it coming, closing down. He still tests the window, which he's been taught to do. It's the aggressive style he's kind of come into, which Broda said, we talked about it yesterday. That's part of Dak's problem is in his DNA, or is that what he's been? I think it's more what he's been taught to do. So again, the best quarterbacks do have to make those kind of throws. Deep, tight window throws when you're under pressure in the pocket. And he's done that, guys. I don't want to just say, he's done that more than most quarterbacks on the average. He's above average when it comes to these kind of scenarios. Dak is extremely cerebral, in my opinion. He can make the difficult throws. He knows where the receiver is going to be. Cowboys can do whatever they want from an empty set. If Mike McCarthy in the West Coast offense chooses to, and I believe you'll see a lot more empty sets. They're not really worried about a running back that can block. They're going to try to really make it, hey, you want to blitz us? We're going to throw the ball in a second down the field with Pollard catching the ball down. You guys feel me? This is what I'm kind of seeing. I'm kind of putting together McCarthy's vision here with what the players we have, and I think we might go more empty set than you may think. Not that getting that extra. Then you know where you're going to get that help from? Luke Schoonmaker. You know you're going to get that help from? Who knows? Princeton Fant, undrafted. You might get that from Rojo. I don't know, but maybe you get some from him, but you might get it from Lipke. Hunter Lipke, the undrafted fullback. These are the guys you might see playing on that line of scrimmage and helping, not Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's going to be out there being a dynamic player. Look for that open set backfields because when the tight ends are there, they just bring in, it's still an open set even if you have two tight ends inside blocking. You have no running back there, to help. So look for that. I believe that's what the Cowboys are going to do with those big tight ends. With Ferguson and Luke Schoonmaker, they're going to try to make them part of every play, even on passing down, so you can have an open set and still attack down the field. So I think that's going to – I can't wait to see what McCarthy's plans could be and what he's going to come out with. But we'll have to wait and see on this. Again, it's going to fit Dak's skill set. Dak Prescott, when you fit Dak's skill sets – more often than Kellen Moore did, it's going to make the Cowboy offense better. Forget about Dak getting better. The whole offense is going to get better. So, high tempo, motion pre-snap, play action. That's a lot of West Coast stuff in there. Again, if you even want to waste time on that when it comes to up-tempo, you're not going to really have to do that. You're going to throw the ball in a second. There's no need for some play action if you're going to have open set backfields. So, it's all going to be mixed in. You got also, remember, 66% of this offense, 65%, is still the same or very similar to what we had with Kellen Moore. So keep that in mind too. So to me, guys, the Cowboys can do a lot from empty sets. Nobody blocking, no running back in the backfield blocking. When he knows he has one-on-one coverage in an open set, West Coast offense, he can either dump it down or go deep and try to go for the big play, which you will see the Cowboys do once we kind of work that McCarthy West Coast offense, those quick boom, boom, boom. And then when they come up, you can hit them boom deep. You hear me? So again, this is a way Dak is very confident when he sees those one-on-ones and no real safety help. Sometimes you're going to see some perfect corner throws by Dak Prescott, that are not easy passes to make, but he makes them look a lot easier. He's done them already. I think he'll do more of that this year under McCarthy. Now, negatives. Hey, listen, I got to be real. I'm not going to just feed you only the positives. Dak Prescott, sometimes the aggressiveness, it hurts him sometimes. That's one of the things I've always kind of said, and Brodus kind of said this the other day, but again, I understand what he's saying. Dak's aggressiveness will cause him to make more interceptions, more issues, cause him more turnovers, more problems, but it also going to make bigger plays. So definitely too aggressive to a fault, I would say at times. He's got to get somebody that can craft him a little better. I think McCarthy, prime candidate for that. He's the quarterback whisperer. He's never really been given a true chance to work with Dak on the offense installation and scheme. It's always been Kellen Moore, buffered by Kellen Moore / Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, the clown show. So now we got McCarthy hands-on here. This should be a big difference. I think McCarthy knows what he wants to see out of Dak. Dak knows what McCarthy's going to want to bring to the table with this high-paced, quick-read, West Coast-style offense, added into the playbook. And that's going to be, where Dak has to manage his aggressiveness when attacking down the field, right? I don't want Dak throwing the ball down the field because, just to do it, like on 3rd and longs. We had a lot of bad play calling that set us up on 3rd and 12s, 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 15s, 3rd and 20s. And there was a lot of interceptions, whether it was going to be completed by CeeDee Lamb and he dropped it, or Gallup dropped it, or Noah Brown dropped it. Sometimes Dak threw a bad pass and was forced to throw in tight windows. So this is what we have to avoid this year, and I'd rather see Dak check it down than get overly aggressive. Tight window on 3rd and 27. You guys feel me on this? So, again, he's got some crazy. Sometimes he pops up with a crazy play. He's got to, get that a little more under control, all right? Dak's ceiling is also limited. Why? And I've said this 6 years ago. We'll have to see this year if it changes, but his ceiling has been limited because two things. One is his fault. The other one I'd say is on coaching. They have not utilized Dak as a more kind of a rollout kind of quarterback, which we may see more of that this season. I'm hoping the scramble style quarterback, we'll see some more of that from Dak. We haven't really seen any of that in his career. Let's be honest about it. So his ability to create, some of it is on him. He's not really the most natural guy, you can say. He's a great scrambler. I think Dak is a fantastic scrambler to make the play, to extend the play and make the play longer. And that will free up somebody will get open. The longer you have a chance to throw that ball down the field, the better chance someone's going to get open from coverage. It's just natural. It's nature. It's facts 101. But you can't wait 5 seconds, 6 seconds. There's just so much time you have. So again, to me, his creation ability, he can do stuff, but he's not the best creator in the sense of after scrambling, what does he do down the field? He's more. I think he's very capable outside the pocket. I think he's a very fantastic scrambler, but he's not to the level of that kind of scrambling, that kind of elite scrambling skills as, let's say, someone like Patrick Mahomes. Let's say someone like Lamar Jackson. How about someone like Josh Allen? Even Daniel Jones, to some extent, is dangerous, much more dangerous when he rolls out and runs the ball and gets down the field. He's a pretty damn good runner, I got to say. Big old beanpole Daniel Jones, but Dak is not used that way per Kellen Moore for the last 4 years, and we'll see if McCarthy changes that. If he needs to change that, maybe the quick West Coast style will help open other shit up. We have to wait and see. But that's not the way Dak is. He's not Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't do that. So in the end, guys, I love. Again, even though it's a negative, I do admire the aggressive Dak Prescott, the change from 2019 and beyond. And to me, you guys ever realize, to me, I always say up-tempo, fast tempo. Give me that up-tempo, that not, almost that like no huddle or, quick huddle. That's what I want to see a lot more from this offense. I know it's tough, but these guys can get it done. Trust me, I know they can. When you're in a quick game, let's just call it a regular West Coast offense. Dak, when he's aggressive, you see him in a quick game, aggressive in one, just in a regular play, letting the players develop the routes and all that shit. That was Kellen Moore. He was great there. He was aggressive there. We liked it, but there was some negatives to that. If you incorporate that aggressiveness with a quick fire West Coast up-tempo kind of offense, throw in some up-tempo. You can't do it the whole game. That's where Dak, I believe, will thrive under McCarthy's offense. Dak plays with exceptional timing, and he's willing to target tight windows. And he wants to be. Remember his first rookie year? My goodness, he had the record for the least interceptions, right? In the history of a rookie quarterback in their first starts or whatever. So he strives to be insanely efficient. Now, is he always that? No, but sometimes Dak has had some stinkers out there. Every quarterback has. I think the coaches haven't really helped enough. And it's not that goes to anybody. I think Tom Brady was on this team. There'd be issues with Tom Brady right now that why they're not going. They might have Tom Brady rolling out every 5 minutes. That's go away from Tom Brady's skill set, right? It was more of a pocket quarterback. So I'm just not comparing Dak. I'm comparing how coaches coach, and it makes a huge difference in a quarterback or any player's career. Let's be real. So again, to finalize this thing, I'm going to finalize it with a nice big sweet old positive here. Dak's strengths is what I think McCarthy's going to go to in the general quarterbacking mindset. I think it's going to incorporate about a third of the playbook, new West Coast style offense, quick throws, quick reads, quick up tempo. I love it. A third of a game is, if we play a third of a game up tempo with this West Coast, we're going to score a lot of points. We are going to score a lot of points. You heard me. Bad offensive line. Guess what we're going to still do? Score a lot of points. Might be an interception here and there. That's the way it's going to be. But for the most part, it's going to be up-tempo. It's going to, again, a third of the game. Think of it like that. And then the other part of the game is going to be a lot of the same things we've seen the last couple of years. Maybe developing routes, but it's going to be created and crafted by that man on the bottom right of your screen, Mike McCarthy. So I trust in McCarthy when it comes to quarterbacking, kind of figuring it out for the quarterbacks. He's had 3 years. Now it's his fourth. And now really involved in that. And, of course, installing the offense, which is the biggest plus, I think, for this season on offense overall. So I just want to give this up here. We last year, one other issue. Again, we talked about separation of wide receivers last night. That was a major issue. Gallup and Noah Brown were at the bottom of all receivers in separation from their defender. So there was talk about tight windows. When 2 or 3 guys are always difficult throws, you're really killing, a lot of your options out there when you're going 11 personnel. 3 receivers, right? So a lot of these times you'll see, Dak attacking. He gets it right in the hands of Noah Brown for an easy first down, probably winning the game against Jacksonville, and Noah Brown pops it up in the air. It's a pick 6, and it's over. It's on Dak somehow. So we've seen that happen, right? And to me now, we upgraded some shit here. See, last year we went with Noah Brown, an injured Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb, who really became a number 1 last year. But if you look at, you research a little bit, guys, that this is the first time in the Super Bowl era, so 1966, that the Dallas Cowboys will start the season with 3 wide receivers who each had at least one 1,000-yard season. CeeDee Lamb, of course, we know he's had a 1,000-yard season. Brandon Cooks, well, he's had about, 6 1,000-yard seasons out of 10 years or 9 years, I'm sorry. And they've all been on different teams with different shitty quarterbacks. So we got ourselves Brandon Cooks on a much better offense, and he's, usually used to, I guess the Rams were pretty up there too, but he's had a lot of 1,000-yard seasons. And Michael Gallup has also had a 1,000-yard season. First time ever we had 3 receivers that have done that. Because I think when we had Amari Cooper, I don't think Gallup had it yet. Or CeeDee Lamb hadn't had it yet. So anyways, I know also that year Amari did not get 1,000 yards on his last year with the Cowboys. So we never actually had a season where all 3 guys coming in had 1,000-yard seasons already. And I think that's going to help Dak Prescott. I think it's going to help Mike McCarthy. And it's going to help this Dallas Cowboy team win some motherfucking games in 2023. And I mean win. I mean not by themselves. It's not the Dak Cowboys. I hate when people think Dak Prescott is to blame for everything. It's not. It's not the Dak Cowboys. It's not all on the coaching. It's not all in the front office, but everybody has a role to play in this. Every single person on this team, offense, defense, special teams, coaching, and front office. So in the end, it's a group effort. And if we win, it's not because only of Dak. It's this team. Offense, defense, special teams, coaching, and beyond. So let me see up in the chat who's in the house here. I kind of rounded off here. Again, MCFN 30, guys. I guess it's MCFN like an hour, right? Well, how long have I been going for? I just rattle on for 40 minutes. Much love to everybody. Don't forget to hit that like button if you have not done it yet. Hit subscribe if you're new. grow the channel. We almost at 21.9. Yeah, we're a couple away from that. And then we're on that road to 22K, Emmett Smith and beyond. So appreciate everybody, the new subscribers, hitting that like, subscribing, notification bell, following us on Twitter and all social media at MyCowboysFamily. And join the Discord for more Cowboy chat, talk, fun, pre and post stream. So let me hit the chat up here, guys. Appreciate everybody. Thank you, Burn Bar, for dropping the MCF. You can also drop the love. The member drops in there with the exclamation points. Appreciate that. Let's look in here. Last couple of comments. Benji Ponce, hello. Welcome to the show. Burn Bar, of course. Much love. Burn. Marissa. Stephen White. We got Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights, who, again, he actually knows, I think, a little bit of Brandon Cooks, right? He was on the Rams for a couple years, or at least a year. Marissa, much love to you. She got that thumbs. You guys realize I changed up the badges. I want to make them more specific, so as people keep going, they keep going up on the badge picture list, I guess. I don't know, but it's going to change a lot more often when you are here a month, and then you're here, if you're here 2 months, if you're here 10 months, a year, 2 years. Yeah, we got a lot of badges to pass out. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us. And we got Mark Hovsepian here in the house here right at the end of the show, but you know how we do this here. Skeptical fan, of course. Man, much love to Mark Hovsepian. Of course, Stream Boss representing it there with that CD Lamb, but also, you know, all our hearts, condolences, thoughts are sent out to Mark, going through a very tough loss right now. And, you know, we appreciate you here joining us, even though you're going through a very tough time here. We love his representation there on our Stream Boss in memory of his family members. So appreciate you, Mark, and everybody else in the house. Skeptical fan, of course, F. Philly. This is kind of the shout-outs as well, I guess, here. Benji, we got Rolando Rodriguez, Stephen White, Bama fan, Thomas Garrett, Asmodeus, always here at rocking the knowledge. Skeptical fan, staying skeptical. Stephen White, L. Cool, Dwayne Broussard. Much love to the top dog. Second place on our board. Skeptical fan, by the way, in first place on that overall board. And Cameron, Eric Wallace, Thomas Garrett, all the way to the top of this thing. Freedom first. Appreciate everybody here with us. So, you know, I'll leave this up here. We can discuss it for another couple minutes. You guys, any thoughts or comments on our Cowboys here on this discussion? I think that, look, I know people sometimes get sick and tired of it. They don't want, you know, either they don't want to talk about the Dak situation being an issue, or they want to talk about it that's the only issue. You know, we've got both extremes, and I truly try to be as non-biased as possible. Listen, you guys, as a Cowboy fan, the star is always over everything. That is our freaking motto. Over everything, over every coach, over every player, over every freaking front office person, or whoever. It's a star over everything and everyone, over Dak Prescott as well. If Dak Prescott was that big of an issue that I thought, trust me, that I thought we needed to move on from, and he was the purpose of our disaster on our team, I would never, ever accept him. I would never keep pushing like, oh, Dak is great. No effing freaking way. But I don't think Dak is that major issue on our team. Now, Marco Sepian, aloha. Much love to you, sir. He said, quote, no reason. He dropped the 5 on it, by the way, and he's up to 93 points on the Stream Boss. No reason we lose. Dak is good enough. The defensive coach is elite. Coach Tubbs is an upgrade. Only thing that will make us lose is injuries, especially on the O-line. And you know, I will say this. I think I want to know what Mark thinks about this. I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier tonight, but the fact, and again, I kind of did a little research on this. It feels like Dak Prescott is going to, again, we know Dak's aggressive sometimes. Since 2019, he's been aggressive going down the field. Tight window throws, whether his fault, Kellen Moore's fault, whoever's fault, who cares? But he's aggressive. In the West Coast, 30 to 35% switch up on this offense. It's going to be quick, up-tempo plays. It's going to be quick, up-tempo drives. That's what McCarthy's going to throw into this mix. I think that's going to be stellar for Dak Prescott to have 2 or 3 reads at most. Then he either scrambles a little bit, creates something, runs, whatever. But, you know, I think he's going to mainly create and extend the play. I'm good with that. That's a 2-second, 3-second window, and you roll out. By then, the pocket is collapsing. Hence, they know we have offensive line issues, but it's part of the game plan. They're working around the skill set we have. Whether, again, Mark, whether I agree or disagree, you know, I agree with you. We should have got an offensive lineman in the second round, but the Cowboys are going to go with their skill set. But I believe maybe having open set backfields. No Tony Pollard back there. He's going to be going out for a catch possibly. we'll have 2 tight ends in the game. It's going to look like a run. It's going to be an open set pass. And we're going to have guys that can either block, stay inline blockers, like Ferguson, but more so someone like Luke Schoonmaker. He's going to be vital to that, make us look like we're going to run the ball, 2 tight ends and a running back, and then go out there and say, oh, Pollard's now a receiver in the slot, and we got 2 tight ends that can catch, and we're in shotgun, open set, you blitz. It's a quick 1 second read. Someone's wide open. It's not going to be developing plays by Kellen Moore. That's a key for Dak getting better and this offense getting more efficient. And I think McCarthy, I feel that's what McCarthy is going to. We're going to see a lot of that throughout the season. I don't know. That's just me. So I think that's one way this Cowboy offense can avoid the offensive line issues. When you see, again, a third of the game, let's just assume, a third of the game is going to be a little up-tempo, quick throwing. That means you don't really need an offensive line that's going to hold that front too long, right, Mark? You don't have to hold that offensive line doesn't have to hold the fort down for 2 or 3 or 4 seconds anymore. They can be 28th pass offensive line. You know why? Because the ball's out in 2 seconds at the latest. And that's, I think, that up-tempo West Coast mindset scheme that McCarthy's going to bring to help the offense. Got players to fit that mold and to help Dak Prescott be more efficient. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just partially right. I don't know, but that's just the feel I get from what I think I've seen for 6 years about Dak. What I think McCarthy has obviously much more knowledge about this and knows about Dak through the last 3 years with the buffer of Kellen Moore blocking his ability, I would say, to really get entrenched more with what Dak needs. They had to follow the Kellen Moore installation of plays. But now it's different. And I think that's probably, to me, more than any offensive player we got this year in the draft, more than anything else that went down, I think that is the biggest improvement in our offense. Is Mike McCarthy able to work with our skill set on the offensive play calling, installation of plays, and he's going to get what works best for Dak Prescott. $40 million, I don't care. He plays like a $20 million quarterback, you still play to his strengths, if you believe that. If you think he's a $60 million quarterback and you're only playing to 20% of his, you got to play to that $60 million worth. All I'm trying to say is it's up to the coaches to do that, not the player. The player can only do so much. You got to get the guys that scheme to the weaknesses, away from the weaknesses, and to the strengths of your main guys, like the $40 million quarterback. You got to avoid him getting hit. That's why you throw the ball quickly. That's why you have those quick boom boom West Coast offense, high up tempo. I say up tempo. Kind of plays. I'd say at least 1 a quarter. That's 4 in a game. And maybe you got to go in that at halftime. Before the end of the half, you go a little 2-minute warning, right? You go a minute drill, whatever. But you're always attacking, but you're attacking short little passes, and eventually in the game, what happens? What happens eventually? People creep up, and the West Coast offense is known to hit you deep when you creep up. Again, that means we're controlling. If we get to that point in a game, that means we are controlling the game on offense as well as defense. That's what I'm looking forward to. I don't know. I'm excited about it because when you look deeper into this, there's definitely, I'm not saying it's definitely going to be everything perfectly this way. Injuries, like Mark Hovsepian said, obviously will derail us. But I do truly believe that we are going to see an improved offense even without Noah Brown, even without Dalton Schultz, even without Kellen frickin' Moore. Because of the few little, we plugged in a couple guys in there. The offensive line is basically about the same. McCarthy is the biggest difference on offense, and he's going to help this offense be more efficient, even with the issues we have on that O-line. In my humble, very, very, truly humble opinion. But that's just a fan's perspective that's been seeing this and doing this for 40 plus years. So, not that I'm a specialist, but it's just, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. It's not a contest. It's just what I'm believing and I'm seeing. And we'll see if the Cowboys ever incorporate this. I've been screaming this for 6 fucking years. 6 years in doing this. Let me update Mark on the board because he is in first place. As you hear me pounding the keys. Much love to Marco Sepien in first place on the board as we end this thing kind of coming to a close tonight. We got Mr. Dwayne Broussard. Sorry, we got Mark in first, Skeptical in second, and Dwayne Broussard in third place. Let me see here. All right, good. So I think we got everything good there. I got Marco Sepien all on top of the board. He's got 93 points. I just see it on my side here. He said, quote, pray we don't play Farniok and Josh Ball. We better play fast. And Mark, that's the key. That's why Dak Prescott said there's 30 to 35% of the playbook has changed. It's more of that West Coast offense. There it is. And listen, I think I realize this. You guys realize that even though Farniok did not play too well, I don't think he played very well. Farniok played first couple of games. I think he started a game and a half. He also played in that Eagle game that we blew him out. The Eagle, well, we didn't blow him out, but we handled the Eagles in that game. Farniok played as our left guard most of the game, in and out, right? A rotation with a 3-person rotation with Peters and Tyler Smith. So, Farniok may be enough, the Cowboys believe. He may be enough with his versatile center. He can play center, left guard, left tackle, right tackle. That he can do that is enough. If he just plays well enough, the Cowboys keep him. He might be the guy playing, I don't think starting, but again, he's maybe the leader in depth. The thing is, do the Cowboys have enough with him there to occasionally run block, and just do your best at pass blocking? Because in the end, it's going to be either a developing play like we have with Kellen Moore, but Dak's going to be able to break the pocket now after 2 seconds. Let's just say, for example, and everybody's going to be on the same page. I've said this before, guys. The whole offense on the same page, per Dak and Mike McCarthy. The offense, they know in 2 seconds, everybody goes to that play's direction, whatever was discussed in the huddle. After 2 seconds, I'm guessing 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, the players look back and make themselves work for that opening for Dak. You know what the receivers did last year in Kellen Moore's offense? They never looked back. They just stopped their routes. They went out of bounds and just jogged it out. They curled back and stood there. That's the way Kellen Moore taught them in his offensive scheme. Crap. Bull crap. Much love to Mark Hope-Seppi with another $2 holla. Appreciate you, sir. Always repping it here. And he's one of the kings here, one of the kings of the family. And he said, "Got your email. Thank you. Please thank Miss MCF." And yes, I will do that, sir. Again, we talk to many of you guys here sometimes behind the scenes. So appreciate everybody, part of the family, extended family on our side, and of course, the MCF family. You guys are, we go live, see you guys more than we see our other family members outside of the house. Most of our friends, or I can say coworkers, I guess. It's crazy. So you guys are really part of this family. I hope we are part of yours. Even when we disagree, even when there's, whatever other disagreements we may have, I know I'm a big enough guy to know that we all want that 6 and beyond. All of us. Mark wants it. I want it. Some of the other guys in the chat, I know sometimes we have big disagreements with other people in the chat. But I know you all want that 6 and beyond. However it's done. We had Garrett, and I just couldn't stand Jason Garrett's coaching style. Wasted years, wasted talent. I still hope that we will win a championship with Jason Garrett, and I was cheering him on to the end. It just, he always played the same freaking ending for us. Anyways, Mark, appreciate that as well. Again, man, appreciate you. Always much love, and go Cowboys. I will definitely let the wife know, but we definitely thinking about you, man. So, any last comments, guys, as we kind of put this to bed? I really would love some comments out there from, sometimes we get good discussions in the comments section after these videos post. And this is the whole stream is really about Dak and McCarthy and each other's offense and under their tutelage and working with each other. I think this is the best year of them. And it could only mean good things for this offense. Are we going to be the number one offense in the NFL? I don't really give a good goddamn. As long as we control the game, don't make big mistakes. We're going to be aggressive, but let's be aggressive the right way. Fast-paced time, let's be aggressive. Sometimes you got to run more. Mike McCarthy definitely knows that when he talks about Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore's routes, developmental routes. You got to wait 3 seconds to get to them to develop down the field. And then, of course, don't forget the route options, which McCarthy's scrapping that. That's all Kellen Moore. So we know these things for sure. Everything else, will still linger. The language will linger. And the McCarthy 30% West Coast offense is going to be inserted. It's going to be, you're going to get a good dose of this, and this is going to help this offense. I cannot wait to at least see what we're going to see on that field, and then we'll break it down once we can really start to see what McCarthy has installed for this offense, for Dak Prescott, these receivers, and the game plan going forward. I'm excited to see this, man. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I know we got 35, 36, 37 of you guys out there. Can't do this without you all. I know you're sitting there chilling, listening. Hit that like, drop a comment so I can shout you out. And Marco Seppian with another $2 holler. J. Lou 2, by the way. He said, but we know. What is that? We know Wiltz. Number 1. Go Cowboys. Tell JR no boys. Are you no boys? We know. Again, you gotta tell me who's Wiltz. But we know Wiltz. I got number 1. Wiltz. Tell me. You gotta let me know. I think that there was a mistake there, or maybe some spell check. But I'm sure Mark will give us the break. Oh, Wilt Chamberlain, he said, okay. Who We know. Okay, so he said, okay, the O's and woes. Why didn't the head coach say something? Oh, I'll tell you. I'll answer that one in a minute. He said, with all the offensive woes, why didn't the head coach say anything? You want me to say why? I think you know already, though. I'll wait for this to clear, Mr. Markov Sepian. But let's be real about the reason. You asked, with all the offensive issues, with all the offensive woes, why didn't Mike McCarthy say anything, do anything? It's two answers, but it's one word. It's basically, well, it's two words as well. The clown show. I'm just being real. I'm not saying it to put blame for no reason. The reason he didn't say anything, why do you think? He didn't say anything because he wasn't allowed to. And I think we've been over and over about, like, the wife will say, well, I think McCarthy liked some of the stuff that Kellen Moore had in store. I'm sure he said it. I'm sure he did like it and said it. But we know that Kellen Moore was a guy who was not moving from his position as the offensive coordinator, and McCarthy had to accept him. So McCarthy was buffered from doing it. Or he can maybe advise. The only time I do truly think Mike McCarthy took over, when Dak got hurt week 1 against the Bucs last year. And that's when McCarthy took over. And even though our offense was not efficient, it got the job done, McCarthy style. McCarthy was making a lot of the calls there. He was making a lot of the took over for a little bit there. So I think that is obviously, number one, a big issue with Kellen Moore. He can't adjust when it's not Dak Prescott. I mean, we'll see how he does in L.A. And then I think that, when you look at McCarthy able to steer the ship the right, keep it on course, the game plan, whatever it was that broke. I think the Joneses finally took the clown makeup off and said, you know what, we were clowns the last 3 years by forcing Kellen Moore into this offense in this way. It's time for Mike McCarthy to now have the chance to control this offense. It wasn't a Mike McCarthy option. I believe it was a Mike McCarthy, and he knew the deal going into this. You do not criticize or go after Kellen Moore because the Joneses wanted Kellen Moore in place. I mean, it's to me, and the wife disagrees, but to me, 1 + 1 = 2 here. That's what it feels like to me. Let's see here. What's up, landlord? How you doing? Landlord from Wakanda in the house. Hit the like, brother. Appreciate everybody here. Man, great little discussion here at the end. I do like this. I like getting into it. And I know we'll have more of this throughout the week. I do know, in case, just so you guys know, summer's here, guys. Of course, for the kids, they're out of school. It ended on Friday for them, so it's school's out for the summer and forever, I guess, almost for my daughter, because she's almost about to graduate, guys. She's going into 11th grade now, but they're on a vacation. So things might be a little different here in MCF as we kick off, Tuesday, Wednesday, the normal week here outside of this holiday of Memorial Day. But again, we will be doing our best to bring you every night a show of some kind. And I kind of predicting, I guess, maybe Wednesday will be probably off, but we'll be back tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, and the wife and myself will be here talking Cowboys once again on My Cowboys Family, all the news, info, and the updates. I always expect one of the clowns, right? One of the Jerry Jones or Stephen Jones to speak, usually on Tuesdays. Thursdays, we know the players usually speak, but either way, we know the players will be on the field probably for the next 3 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on the OTA practice field phase 3. They'll be out there a couple days. Thursday is usually the day that the media is allowed there, so we'll hear a lot more on Thursday. That's a power-packed day. Fan Friday, the weekend, and we're all going to have some, we're going to talk about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything here on the nightly. Who's in the house? Let me see here. We got ourselves. He said landlord from Wakanda said just give the kids NyQuil all summer. It works like a charge. Listen, the IV, no. They are late night kids, man. They love staying up late. So, they're going to be chilling. When I'm doing the stream, they're going to probably be playing on, finishing up their gaming night over the summer here. So, my daughter still is doing school over the summer, just trying to she's like 4 classes away from graduating high school, and she's only halfway, finishing her second year of high school. So she's way ahead of schedule. She's doing great and really overworking for high school, I guess. And little boy, little G, he's finishing up he's getting into his middle school years here, finishing them up, I should say, and getting ready for high school. One more year. He's going to go 8th grade next year, and he'll be doing band stuff over the summer and math club, doing a lot of stuff. He's into chess, so it's going to be great stuff, and it's going to be a great summer it's not just chilling and relaxing, but, we'll let them chill a little bit more, right? They deserve it. Thomas A. Garrett Jr. in the house said the sad part is that Mike McCarthy had to let the Joneses see the fuck-ups for themselves. Exactly. That's what fucking kills us. It took 10 years of Garrett and 3 years of Kellen Moore controlling the offense to make these clowns see the light, so to speak. And I think I'm going to go back to week 2 against the Bengals. That's when the light was shown. Maybe it was, Simus and Duke Bothers sitting next to Jerry Jones that kind of woke his ass up, but McCarthy controlling the offense for the most part, going for those 5 games without Dak, was the key to McCarthy's getting locked up here for another year as a head coach and the end of Kellen Moore on this team. And you can always point to the low-hanging fruit, like that last play of our season, unfortunately. We had Zeke as our center. So, Stubby said, plays the Alice Cooper. Exactly, school's out. Pioneer, Stephen White's a rock on. He's talking to Stephen White there, Pioneer. He said, are they Cowboy fans? Hey, Marissa. Hey, there's a lot of kids. Everybody in here is Cowboy fans. The kids included. Oh, I was going to say one last thing, guys. I will say this. Let me end it with a kind of another little bonus tidbit we're going to talk about more throughout. We are really trying to do something here big for this NFL season. We really had no option here when it comes to seeing a game. It just happens to be we're going to do it with the kids. We have maybe I'll put up on the screen here. We every weekend that we have a home game. We don't have the kids with us. It's with the other parent, right? So the hope was, switch around the schedule, and we might be able to do that. So if it happens, there's a good chance we may find something here to work, and we might, after that bye week, LA, Big D. We might be there in that week 8 game, the LA Rams at the Dallas Cowboys. You might see the family rocking out there. So, hey, we see anybody from the family, at the game, we're not going to do our usual live streams, obviously. When we at the game, we can't do the live reaction live stream, but, that's right now the best chance of a game we're going to make this year, and that's the target right now. Week 8, October 29th, right before Halloween. We might bring our Halloween stuff with us. It's going to be fun. And I want to moita the LA Rams. We're going to slaughter the Rams. We're going to ram the fucking Rams. Yes. Anyways. Having some fun, guys. And again, I hope we are able to make this game, because if we are able to get it done, we're going to do the Star Tour. We're going to do the AT&T Tour. I've done it. The wife's done it. But the kids have never seen it. And they're going to learn about, Dallas City history. But we're also going to learn about Dallas Cowboy history, baby. So we're going to have some fun. And that's right around the wife's birthday, so it's going to be kind of a 2-for-1 there. A little present, little relaxation for the wife per the man here, right? MCF. So that's the plan going forward, guys. And, we will definitely let you know the plans as far as if we are able to go to that game as soon as we know. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, Skeptical Fan is the GOAT. Much love to Skeptical Landlord from Wakanda and everybody else in the house. Appreciate you all. Never forget why we do this here on MCF, here on My Cowboys Family on the Nightly. It's about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything. Everything, guys. Much love to those that dropped the love from above tonight. You see the list up there. Short list, but still a great one, right? Mark Hovsepian in first place. Skeptical Fan in second. Dwayne Broussard in third. Mark Hovsepian fully loaded with 100 points on the Stream Boss. Sponsor of the week is the same, whether it's the sponsor of the week or that king of the Cash App. You know him. You know why he's here. You know why he drops the love. Snug X. He's the king of the Cash App. He's also the sponsor of the week. And as of now, there is nobody in the Cash App side, so that's empty. So there you go, guys. Again, thank you all. Navy blue, silver, and stars, what it's about. Shout out to those that make it happen here. And oh shit, and an extra special shout out to the man staying skeptical fan who right now is just a hair behind. Marco Sepian with that gifted membership, another one for him. Sniper1234. Boom. Gifted that membership, man. Much love to the skeptical fan who we know. He's skeptical, but he knows. Skeptical, so he wants that 6 and beyond, right? So much love to skeptical fans. Still in second place on the overall board, but obviously just a hair behind. And another one. Now from 23 gifted memberships, 24 gifted memberships, growing the channel. And by the way, I think I could add even another. I think another one or two. I think, and I can add another emoji. So as you can see, I'm starting to lock and load these emojis in there, and we're growing them. And I can't wait to see how far we can go with these, right? So, and whatever other bonuses we get. So again, much love to Skeptical Fan with that 5 on it, gifting the membership to Sniper 1234, and man, he's got 24 of those. Yes, generational Cowboy fan. That's what it's about. You got to pass it on, right? Now, my dad was a Giants fan, but my mom is a Dallas Cowboy fan, so I went the very right route on that one. But it was two things really. It was the cheerleaders and the star. Those two things caught my attention immediately. Cowboy fan for life since a little kid. I mean, little, like 4, 5, 6 years old. So you know how it is. I hear you, Skeptical. He's trying to get more emojis. Every time you get to an emoji level, the next level is like double that level to get to it. So if it was like 3, now it's 6 to get to the next emoji. It just sucks that you have to go away. Like you have to get 10. Now we're at we need 10 more after the next level. We've built it all the way up to like 1 or 2 away. Once you get there, it's got to be another like 10 or 11 members, and then you get another emoji. They do make it a bit of a climb. When you get higher, it gets higher. It gets harder, so to speak. So, but appreciate you, man. We just keep rolling it. Again, a lot of these people are gonna, a lot of the gifted memberships are gonna fall off after a month, unless people want to stay on. That's up to them. But we'll keep it going for at the end of this month into month number 2 of all time with the gifted memberships, and we'll see. We'll have Skeptical Fan with. Looks like he's gonna have that crown as we finish this month out. When it comes to that gifting memberships. Again, guys, I'm getting off track, but hey, much love to Skeptical getting me off track. Appreciate the love, the support, the gifting, all that stuff. Guys, this is what makes it the experience, the love, the back and forth. And I've went over an hour here. It's supposed to be a 30-minute show. So, but guys, you guys make it work, and that's why we do this. So thank you all. Always love talking Cowboys on the nightly. And never forget, guys, Navy, Blue, Silver, and Star over everything. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. Here, we're always repping that star over everything. And on this channel, almost 6 years, guys. We're a month away from 6 years. July 1st is 6 years on YouTube. Let's get that 6 and beyond for the Cowboys. Never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. On My Cowboys Family. Say it with us. Go Cowboys! Let's get that 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and beyond. Thank you all in the chat, dropping the knowledge all night long. The wife will probably listen to this stream tomorrow and make fun of my singing. Guys, thank you again for your knowledge in the chat. Thank you, truly humbled by your love and your donations. Your from above, gifting, membership, all that stuff. Can't do this without the whole family. And always, guys, as good things got to come to an end, but it is time to officially clock out here on My Cowboys Family, right here in MCF, where it's always about that star for everything. And as we get ready to relock and reload another show tomorrow, the wife will be here. Before we can drop out for the night, as the wife always says, what we got to do before we drop out of here for the night? We got to drop the beat. Woo, beat's been dropped. It's a wrap. Skedaddle that. The after party landlords from Wakanda. He's got the ribs going. Skeptical Fan, the music dropping. Much love. He's got all of the fantastic emojis. You can go after any of the NFC East teams. It's a lot of fun, trust me. Thanks, everybody's pioneer, Skeptical Fan, Landlord from Wakanda Sniper. Congrats, Marco Sepian, everyone, guys, in the house. I mean, Snug X is repping it. Can't do this without your guys' love and support. I love the experience of the discussions. And always here we try to talk about the news, info, and updates on the daily right here. Another Cowboy chat. A Cowboy in 30 today on a very special day, Memorial Day. And I hope you guys did have the time to reflect and think about those that gave the ultimate sacrifice. On that note, guys, again, join us tomorrow and the next day and beyond our nightly shows here. Remind those Eagle fans, basic mathematics, no matter where you are on this earth, this planet, or universe, remind every Eagle fan, 5 is always greater than 1. And those are facts. Those are mathematical facts. You just can't overdo that, right? And here in MCF, it's always about that navy blue, that silver too, and of course, that star over everything. Everything. Never forget the number one thing right here, My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone in the house. Appreciate you all watching on the replay, hitting that like, subscribing, bell, all that good stuff. We'll see you the next time right here in MCF. Keep it locked in for the videos as well throughout the days, the weeks, the months, right? As we get closer to training camp. Guys, thank you once again. Stay safe. Much love. Peace out. And never, ever forget. Go Cowboys!